You know, back in about, 2005, I thought I wanted to have a career, or, I don't know, for lack of a better term, I say career, or mission rather, crusade, something that I wanted to do on the internet as far as being an artist and just kind of hang out on the internet and leave that, suffice it to be, just be an internet artist, No need for concerts and tours and none of that, really. If that's even doable to an extent or another. And, I don't know, it kind of changed in its idea. The idea kind of changed and morphed to about 2015. I said, well, shit, I'm going to be something called like, I'm going to consider myself like a lone shadow, and just travel around and work on my art, on my craft or whatever, and come up with songs and come up with whatever it is that I come up with, whether it be a song, a video, or whatever, however inclusive it gets to be or involved it gets to be, and just get on the internet and put it up there and be like, ta-da, there it is, easy peasy. Well, actually, currently I'm doing that now. It just dawned upon me a moment ago that I'm actually doing that. Now, there's this person, I just put the video up, Tumbling in the Wind. It's a song I composed just the other day. And, what's it now? It's the 30th? Early in the morning, 30th of July, 2026. And, I woke up about 1 a.m.-ish. And, for some reason I was compelled to, practice that a little bit, and still isn't polished, but I said, whatever, I've been putting up so much unpolished stuff as it is. So I put it up, and when I put it up for the Radio Ready CD or album or whatever it is, look to expect a little bit more from me, if not a lot more from me, than just saying, well, there was a mistake there, or my vocals weren't on point, or whatever it is. I just put it up just on a smartphone anyway. Anyway, having said that, I noticed that I got another view. So one of the views is mine currently, and another view is someone else's view, I presume. This is early in the morning. Now, I haven't noticed any more views. I've been up. It's about 5 a.m. now. And I've traveled from one destination to another destination. I'm at a different point right now. And there's my shadow, Mr. Lone Shadow. And I started thinking about, who was it that was the view? Was this someone who was random? Because I have been advertising. I've advertised quite a bit, my Linktree or whatnot. And which leads to my social media, of course, Linktree. So I'm wondering, was this somebody who was just up at that time? Because it registered about the same time I put it up. Over there looking at what was going on my social media, as if it was just a random person. But if it was a random person, it was only one. So I started thinking about people out here, all the artists and whatever have you, who go out there and they have something they want to do and say, and they do it and they say it, and they look around and see what the result is, right? Well, my results, per YouTube, they haven't embraced me quite like I'd like it, or I thought they would, or I envisioned them to do. Maybe it'd fare better if I go someplace else, if they would leave me alone. This is a whole different subject and a whole different can of worms, but I've got the government following me around. I wasn't expecting that, but they've been following me around, interfering and intervening and everything else. Interceding, or not intervening, but just interfering in my affairs. I don't want to get into that, so I'm just going to get off that and just want to touch on that real quick to say that it has been a factor in what I've been striving or aspiring to do. And that's a whole nother can of worms and a long story. I've got some of it explained under Pentagon, a playlist entitled Pentagon. If you're just coming around, so here for the first time, Anthony Terrell, by the way. My handle is 11, Anthony Terrell 11. And I've got a playlist over there entitled Going About the Pentagon, and it explains quite a bit about the government and so on and so forth. But yeah, my point was that if this could be very well a person who kind of keeps up with me or something, for all I know, right? So you can come out with something and be like, okay, well, it's not Michael Jackson. And who says that's what you really aspire to do? I mean, you're never going to become Michael Jackson as far as the notoriety goes. I wouldn't think, anyhow. Hanging around on the internet, not doing interviews, not doing concerts, not doing tours, not promoting the hell out of yourself and what you're doing. You're just a lone shadow just hanging out chilling. But you will find, perhaps, out of however many people hear about you, that there will be some people who will show an interest. Like right now, if for some reason I was to go to somebody and say, well, look, I'm hanging out on the internet, I'm chilling, what would you ask for me to remain doing that and for you to promote that? And say, well, here's Warner Records, I said Warner Brother Records, Warner Brother Records, whatever, whoever there is out there. It's like, oh, shit, yeah, well, we'd like to do something else perhaps, but fucking that's the deal you want to do, and we can do that as well. So we'll sign you up for that. So now they promote you, and you get so many people, X amount of people out there, like they hear about it. So they go in and check it out, and this one says, well, I don't really care for it. I don't care for it. Like my sister once told me. She says, she said something along the lines of she didn't like my music, and she didn't want to listen to she didn't want to hear my music. Because I wanted her to do a collaboration with me, like a Donna Marie Osmond thing. But I think I touched her the wrong way, rubbed her the wrong way, and she said something along the lines of, she didn't care for my music. She didn't think anybody else in the world would care to hear it either. Well, I don't know about that. There's a lot of people in the world. And there may be vast majority who do not care to hear it. Which right along includes her. But for whatever the reason happens to be, when you come out and do your thing, invariably you find somebody who's got an interest in it for whatever reason it happens to be, whether it be more in you or your art or whatever it is, or something that you say, whatever the case happens to be. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm already doing my thing, I guess, something that I said I want to do for quite some time. I'm doing it, and I guess I have to take note that that's what I'm doing, and let that realization rest upon my head, and then become something that I understand, that that's actually what I'm doing. And it doesn't really matter whether or not it's what you envisioned, what you thought it would be, as far as a lot of other things that you thought along the line. And you really can't control all that. All you can control is doing your part. And whatever happens. So I don't know. I'm thinking. I was saying the other day that mixing. I've got what it takes to make this happen now. To get these things, these songs up and get them radio ready. Professional studio done. But I don't have a whole lot of knowledge about what I'm working with. But I'm working on that right now. The technology and stuff that I'm working with. I don't have a whole lot of knowledge about it. But I'm working. Just a second. God damn. But for some reason, I just think that mixing and mastering is a whole nother set of what do you call it? A craft that you go and take up and take a study on, a vocational or something like that. You get a class, you get a certificate to say, well, I know how to mix and master a sound or whatever. But so I just think that but I'm listening to it. I'm looking over here. I'm like, okay, looking at a moment ago. I'm like, maybe mixing isn't so difficult. I don't know how mastering. I gotta check that out a little bit more. But maybe mixing is just a matter of having a good ear and knowing what you want and don't want, and controlling the sounds and the volume and so on and so forth. And so maybe we'll mix it and master. Well, I don't know. We'll see. It's a little early to say, but we're gonna try to do the rest of it ourselves. And once we come across the mixing and mastering, get a little more understanding about it, we might do that as well. But I'll let you know who gets credit for what, whenever it's up and running and said and done. And I won't take credit for anything I didn't do. And I certainly won't rob anybody of credit for something that they did do. Having said that, I'm getting ready to go to work right now, or whatever you want to call it, play, and do a little more practicing and so on and so forth and learning. So, adios. Till next time.